They cut power to 12 seniors, so I cut their HOA into federal evidence. I came home after grocery shopping and found my neighbor Margaret sitting on her porch in 92-degree heat. She was 78 and her oxygen machine was dead. I checked my own house. No power, no water. The utility company told me 8 days because the HOA had ordered the shutoff for the entire senior wing. 12 of us, ages 65 to 82, and 3 people needed medical equipment to breathe. I'm Robert Sullivan, 70 years old, living in Meadowbrook Hills, Arizona. I called Patricia Whitmore, the HOA president, and she answered on the 4th ring. She said we owed $8,500 in back dues and we had 72 hours to pay, or the utilities stayed off. I asked about the people on oxygen, and she laughed, actually laughed, then said, "Seniors don't need utilities if they can't pay their dues on time." I hung up and sat in my dark living room, remembering something I hadn't thought about in 6 years. I used to work for HOA, Housing and Urban Development, spending 22 years as a federal inspector, shutting down HOAs that violated the Fair Housing Act. I'd dismantled 43 of them and knew every federal statute, every loophole, every pressure point. At midnight, I pulled out my old case files and made 3 calls to my former supervisor at HUD, to the FBI field office, to a civil rights attorney. I told them everything. The 8-day shutoff, the medical equipment, Patricia's exact words. 72 hours later, federal agents showed up at Patricia's door with a warrant, and I filed a lawsuit citing Fair Housing Act, Section 804 for age discrimination. I added 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 for deprivation of civil rights and threw in a state utilities violation. The investigation took 8 days. HUD found systematic age discrimination, emails where Patricia called us dead weight, and budget documents showing she'd diverted our utility payments to landscaping upgrades. The math was simple. 12 victims, medical damages, emotional distress, attorney fees, federal penalties. The number climbed past $340,000. Patricia tried to negotiate and offered to waive the $8,500 fine, but the U.S. attorney doesn't plea bargain with people who endanger lives. The judge dissolved Meadowbrook Hills HOA entirely and transferred all oversight to state management for 15 years. Patricia lost everything: her title, her authority, her reputation. Now the utilities stay on, Margaret's oxygen machine runs 24/7, and every senior here has my old HUD supervisor's direct number. Funny thing about cutting power to the wrong person, sometimes they know exactly how to cut you back. Tell me, who's really powerless now? Drop a comment if your HOA ever weaponized utilities against you.